Okay, so I'm not really sure where to begin with this video, so I'm just going to start right here and right now. If you watch my Instagram, you would have heard me talk about a couple of pieces of furniture that I acquired and what I was planning to do today. Basically, it is a day off, I'm having coffee, and I am planning to do some painting, organizing, and just like some nice things around the house. So first, I wanted to show you guys, I acquired these beautiful, they were advertised as antique side tables, but I don't know if they're actually antique or just vintage. But they're very beautiful. They've got really like pretty designs on them. They're solid wood. The legs are obviously like this grayish kind of color. Not gray, but it's like an off mushroom gray, I would call it. I guess I'd call it mushroom gray. And then the top is like almost a burgundy color. And then this is the one in this corner. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I didn't really know how like long they were when I said I would pick them up. I got them both for only $50. Such a good deal. So $25 a piece for a solid wood vintage piece of furniture. That is amazing. I would much rather pay that than something at like Wayfair or Amazon for $200 or $300 for something very, very similar. And this is going to be more special because it has more of a story to it. It's older. I love that it's actually antique instead of just an antique inspired or a remake. It's got these beautiful little pulls on here as well. And then, yeah, this is like a reddish, was painted like a reddish color. So the painting isn't even great on it, honestly. So I would paint it anyway. Like when I saw them, I saw that it had good bones, so to speak. And I kind of knew in the back of my head that I'd probably end up painting them. I ended up taking one of those greenish pillows that was upstairs on the bed and putting it down here on the couch. I don't know how much I love it. The thing about like, I do like coziness, but once you start adding a whole bunch of different colors and stuff, it does up the coziness factor for sure, but it also can start to look a little bit cluttered. And so I don't want to, I prefer that the couch is kind of all white, I think. So this I might bring back upstairs. I just kind of put this down here the other night on a whim. But I think I prefer just having like the couch be all white. That definitely just looks nicer to me. I don't want things to start looking cluttered, I really liked how I had my bed made with one of these pillows on it and one of my newer sort of antique looking blankets. I think I'm just going to put this here for now. Because it definitely was much more cozy, but something that I've learned over the years is that if you try to keep things all in the same color family, that's just something I kind of almost prefer, is having like a more neutral palette. I still like little bits of color and little bits of something interesting, like this area rug here is so beautiful. I love that it's got the green in it, but I don't want to start going too crazy because it can start to go from like collector to hoarder situation very quickly if you don't keep a wrap on things and try not to go too crazy, just like adding random things, obviously. So these tables, I think I'm going to paint them antique white, which is the same color that I painted my piano. And it is the same color. It's not the same color as the bookshelf. The bookshelf is a different type of white, but the color that I painted the piano, you can see that it's like this kind of like warm white. It's like a warmer antique white. It's just very cozy and very pretty, and it's a little warmer than the bookshelf. I wish I would have had the color for the bookshelf when I painted it. Actually, the bookshelf I painted I got the paint from Home Hardware, and it's a beauty tone color, and the one on the piano is actually just a Walmart color, and it's literally just called antique white. I always have people ask me what color of paint I'm using. Really nice, and I have no problems with like the quality or anything. So that's the color that I think I'm going to paint these tables. And then I also need to figure out if I want to keep both of them down here, because it does look a little, like, I don't know if it looks proper having the sectional with two tables. And if I'm only going to keep one table, which one should I keep? Like, obviously I'll keep them both because they're a matching set, but if I'm only going to keep one in the living room, which one do I keep? And, which one should I put in this corner? This is where I want a table because I sit here and I read. And then also, should I have it like diagonal like that, or should I have it more flush with the couch? That's something I'm not 100% sure about, but I do know that if I paint this the antique white, it just won't stick out as much as like a sore thumb. I kind of go back and forth between like, I really love the cozy touches of wood, but I think I like original wood. Like this is a secretary desk that I've shared with you guys in other videos, and it's a actual antique. I'm pretty sure it's at least 100 years old, and it is in its original finished wood, or it might have been refinished at some point over the years, but it's in its original wood. And I really like this color, and I really like the warmth and coziness and comfort sort of antique quality that it brings. I do like that. But when it comes to these ones, for some reason, I'm not loving the like burgundy red, what they did with it, the previous owners. So this will for sure be painted. This drawer actually does come out, so I'm gonna have to, but it's a little bit stiff. Oh, it's coming out today. Maybe it was just like too hot the other day. So that's the original color of it, which would have been better because I'm just not a fan of red. Like, I don't want red in my living room, you know? But yeah, once I paint that white, I think it will just be so much better. And since it's already painted and it's not original, I don't think there's any harm in painting it. I'm gonna have to take the little knobs out. I'm really relieved to see that the drawer is working today because it was not working the other day. But yeah, it also just kind of clashes with everything. Like, I love the tables, but the colors that they are is not working for the space. So I'm going to paint both of them today. I think that'll be my little project. This one here is just so pretty. I just love it. It reminds me of a pendant or some kind of piece of jewelry. It's so regal and beautiful looking. This picture here I actually got for free from the same woman when I picked up the tables. She was moving, and she had a whole bunch of old things in her house, and she just said, you could have this if I wanted it. And so I took it. It's like, I don't think it's that old. It looks like probably 70s or 80s. At the very least, it's a nice photo. So I was like, why not? So I don't know where I'm going to put it, but I might just put it in the basement for now and just keep it out of the way. Because like I said, the thing about antiques and collecting antiques and vintage things is it can go from just having a nice home to having a hoarding situation very quickly, I feel like. And I definitely don't want to do that because I still like having like the cleanliness and the organization and like the decluttered feeling and the airiness and the coziness. Like, that's what I'm going for, but I'm not going for like just drowning in old things. I think I'm gonna probably, and then I also want to do today, I also want to do a lips makeup declutter, and I also want to do a vintage jewelry haul because I just got some more jewelry. So maybe I'll share that all in today's video too, because why do 3 separate videos when I can do just one video? You gonna paint? You gonna paint my tables for me? Leave it. Anyway, so this is the stuff I'm going to be using to paint the tables. This here is a primer that my mother recommended to me. My mom's always painting stuff. I realize I'm becoming her, but she's always painting things. And this is a Beauty Tone Ultra Low VOC primer and sealer. And it is super adherent, all surface primer. It's white. And apparently if you use this, you don't have to sand everything down. That was a tip my mom gave me. And I haven't sanded anything I've painted. I've just put on like one coat of this, and then I just go in and paint like whatever color. This is the one that I was talking about from Walmart, and it is just the interior paint. Oh, it's a paint and primer. So does that mean I need to use primer? Probably not, but anyway, I'll still use this because this like prevents me from having to sand. And then this is the color that I said. It's called Antique White. It is eggshell, so maybe for furniture, not the best. I think it's better to have like a shinier one for furniture. But anyway, yeah, there's so much left in here. Like, I painted my whole piano with it and I still have so much. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to paint those beautiful end tables and turn them into something different. And then these are the brushes and stuff. This one I got for when I painted the bookshelf. It's a little stiff. I didn't clean it very well. And then this is like a smaller angle brush that I use for cutting in and doing corners and stuff. And then I have these ones that are a lot smaller for, this is actually a makeup brush, Anastasia Beverly Hills, I think. But I got these for doing the smaller details and getting into crevices and stuff where the brush doesn't get in very well. And these are going to be really helpful for that. And then I just have this small roller, but I realized I need another roller for the actual paint. I don't mind using like just a paintbrush for most of it, but for doing tops like this, it's nice to have the roller because it leaves a much more even coverage. My first step is going to be to remove the handles. So I'm going to go ahead and remove those handles so that I can paint, and I will probably paint about as much of this drawer as the previous owners did. So I'm realizing that it actually might look okay if I don't get the grooves perfect, because it might actually add to like the rustic effect. But this is what the sides look like with one coat of primer. Now I just have to do the top, but what a difference it makes already just having the body of it be white. All right, so the bodies of the two tables have a coat of primer. I forgot to do the drawer, so I'll do that right away. But it's amazing just how much brighter they look just having a coat of white primer. So yeah, this is going to be really nice for the space. I still don't think I need both of them in the living room because I really don't have a place to put both of them. But anyway, that's what it looks like with one coat of primer. And I ended up just using the large brush to do even the grooves of the legs. It just worked out better that way. And they're not perfect, but I'm not worried about them being perfect. If anything, because the inside of the grooves were already pretty light color, if anything, it'll maybe just make it look purposeful almost if they're not the same color. So I think it'll be fine. And one thing about this primer I wanted to tell you guys is that it is very fast drying. So you really don't have to wait very long when you're between coats. Like you can put a coat of primer, turn on a fan, let it blow for like half an hour maybe, and then you're ready to do your first coat of paint. I'm going to go ahead and do the drawer, and then I'm going to get painted. So the first coat of paint is done. As you can see, it's not very even because I don't have one of the like rollers or whatever, and I just did it with the brush. This one here is a little bit better, but it's quite amazing the difference that one coat of paint makes, and they're already starting to look like they belong in the living room a little bit better. So yeah, now I'm like in my pajamas and drinking coffee, and I don't feel like going anywhere, but I have to because I have no choice but to get one of these rollers to finish the job. All right, so I just got back from going out. I stopped at a thrift store. I couldn't help myself, and I found a couple of cute thrift things, which maybe I'll share later. But now I'm going to continue painting. I went to the hardware store and got some of these rolling things to paint with. And now I'm going to continue painting. Ivar would love to chew on this, so I'm going to put it away. So now I can do the second coat on the tops of the end tables with the roller thing so that it looks nicer. All right, so I've got the fan going, and I'm just getting some air circulation in here and drying the two tables. And they each have 3 coats of paint after the primer, and they're looking really good, I have to say. I'm not like an expert painter. It's not a perfect job, but it's pretty good. And I'm pretty happy with the color as well. I'm pretty happy with them. I'm gonna go ahead pretty quick and put the knobs back in the drawer because the drawer should be just about dry. And yeah, then I have to decide where I'm gonna keep these two beauties. And at least they're gonna match the space, but I definitely don't want it to be like super cluttered in here, and it's already getting pretty full in here with my bookshelf and everything, so I just really need to get things cleaned and put away. But they're just stunning. So yeah, let's put them back together and see what the finished result looks like. Alright, so that is that. I put this blanket on the back of the chair because my mom just dropped it off. I'm probably not going to leave it there. This is one of the finished end tables. I think it looks really nice. I'm much happier with the painted outcome. And then the question is, do I leave it, like obviously after it dries, I'll shut the door. And then do I leave it beside the couch like that, or do I put it more on a angle? Or do I even keep that one in here, or do I use this one and put that one in its place? I feel like it's a lot to have both of them. I feel like it doesn't quite work, or like it's too cluttered here by the door or something. I think I only need one in the room, and I think I need it in this corner. So I don't know, that's such a beautiful table, but after all of that work, I don't know if I'll end up keeping this one in the corner. I think I might just put the other one in the corner. But anyway, I'm really happy with it. And I'm actually exhausted. It's been a really long day. It might not look like it on camera, obviously, but I'm doing the bulk of it off camera. And so I'm tired already, but I'm just tired today to begin with. But yeah, I'm going to just finish up some laundry and do a couple of other things, and I'll check back with you guys in a little bit and maybe do a little bit of a makeup declutter as well. All right, so I thought I would show you guys the jewelry that I've recently found. One item I think came from Poshmark. Yeah, one of these items came from Poshmark. I have a couple more Poshmark items in the closet actually, and then the rest of it was just like a mixed bag that a girl in town was getting rid of, and she sold all of it to me for $20. And actually there is one necklace in here that I absolutely love, and to me it's worth $20 just by itself. So all the other stuff is just bonus stuff that either I can keep or I can pass on, donate to a secondhand store or something. Before I show you the jewelry, I wanted to show you this vase. I found this vase at the secondhand store. Isn't it pretty? I don't know what I'm going to do with it or where I'm going to put it, but I just thought it was so beautiful. And I did find a china cabinet, I think I told you guys, and I thought this might look really pretty inside the china cabinet once I get it all painted. So yeah, I have no idea like what its actual worth is. It's probably not worth a lot. Again, when I find things or look for things, I don't pick them because I think they're going to have some sort of crazy like resale value or something. I paid $8 for this one, and it's just like a really pretty painted, looks like hand painted vase, and on the bottom it says Japan. I have no idea. If anybody knows like how old it is or anything like that, feel free to let me know, but I just thought it was so pretty. I think the flowers are just beautiful, and I loved like the cream color, the off cream color. So just to show you like the difference, this is a secondhand painted vase, and then that one behind it is a Temu vase. I mean, both are nice, you know, like you would never guess this one was from Temu. But anyway, I don't even know. I just really liked this. I'm becoming that person who's coming home with trinkets and doesn't know what I'm going to do with them. I just really liked it. So I'll find somewhere to put it, but I just thought it was really beautiful. All right, so where do we begin? I think I'll just hold these things up one at a time and show you them. One pair of earrings on here, don't judge me, but I did order them from Shein. And yes, I still do look on Shein from time to time because I actually love the style on Shein of a lot of their dresses. And if I'm looking for something specific and can't find it anywhere else, I will look there because the prices are really good. And I really wish my phone would quit going off. Like, side note, I'm not trying to sound irritable today, but I really need the world to stop contacting me. I think I'm actually just going to go put my phone on airplane mode. Be right back. Okay, so let's start out with the cheap item that I got, and that is this pair of earrings. So this pair of earrings are from Shein, believe it or not. I just thought that they were really pretty. I was looking specifically for, like, I don't know how to describe them, like fat, fabric, floral earrings. And I thought these were so cute, and I really liked them when I tried them on the other day. So they're just like a camellia type of flower basically, and they're just like a normal earring, and then they've got like a faux pearl on the bottom, and I just really liked them. I thought they were so pretty, and I literally paid $3 for them, you guys. So yeah, I really love them. This is one of my favorite pairs of earrings in my whole collection actually. So yeah, even though I've discovered a love for obviously like more valuable high quality items, it doesn't mean I'm not going to shop on places like Shein, because yeah, I really like them. This here, I am a little disappointed in it. At first glance, it's very beautiful, but I found this on Poshmark and it looked older to me than it did when I got it. It looked older online. And unfortunately, the thing about Poshmark you have to be careful of is that people will advertise things as being vintage, but it doesn't mean that it actually is vintage, or it might be vintage inspired or just a vintage lookalike. So this from like further away looked like it was like a really pretty heavier type of brooch with some lace detail, and it's obviously a cameo brooch. And I don't know, it could be vintage, it could be older. I mean, all that vintage really means is greater than 20 years old, less than 100 years old. So this could be older than 20 years old, but it feels cheap and it is made of plastic, I'm pretty sure. The black stuff is plastic, it's very lightweight, but it is gorgeous. I would still wear it, and unfortunately there's no like hole to wear it as a pendant, so you couldn't wear it as a necklace. I would still wear this, and I would definitely keep it for decor and take pretty pictures with it and stuff, but I'm a little disappointed in how it's not as high quality as I thought it was going to be when I got it. I was hoping it was going to be a little older, but it is very pretty, and I really love the contrast between the black and the pretty white lace. So that is the next kind of cheaper or inexpensive thing in this pile. Let's start with another Poshmark find. This one's a little bit better. It's a little better quality, and it's just a little nicer. This one's heavier, it is metal. This one was advertised as a vintage brooch, a vintage cameo brooch. It is heavier. I have no idea how old it is or where it came from or what it's made of. It could be very cheap for all I know. Vintage does not mean good quality, it just means older. And so it is open in the back, which I kind of try to look for because I heard that the open backed cameos are more likely to be better quality than the closed back ones. I don't know if that's true or not. It's not like tarnished at all. It's in really good condition. It's got the little safety closure on the back, and it's just like a beautiful blue, I can't talk, blue cameo brooch. And I really like the contrast between the light blue and the silver. And this one you can wear as a brooch, or you can wear it obviously as a necklace because it does come with the chain. And so you can wear it as a necklace. But isn't that pretty? I just think it's so pretty. I love this color for a cameo, a piece of cameo jewelry. So that was from Poshmark, and I didn't spend too much on it. Nothing here cost more than like maybe $10 or $20 total for the item. Let's go over, okay. These are also from Poshmark. I just received these yesterday, and they are a pair of earrings. Okay, it's gonna be hard to show them both together, so I'm gonna do one earring, just one earring. But this is a pair of cameo earrings, and these are vintage, and these are actually real sterling silver. And I do believe that they were hand carved, because if you look carefully, you can see little marks where it was carved. And it's just like it's a picture of a woman and a child dancing. And also, the other thing is both of them are not identical, which leads me to believe that they weren't just like glued on or whatever, because they're not quite identical. One is protrudes a little more than the other. And again, they are open in the back, and these are clip-on earrings. And the other thing as well is that clip-on earrings are obviously not super modern. They don't make a lot of clip-on earrings these days anymore. So clip-on usually means they're vintage, especially if they're made of actual real silver. I don't think they're worth like a ton, but they're not like a Temu item is what I'm trying to say. And these came from Arizona. They were made in Arizona, and the packaging that they came in leads me to think like 80s or 90s, maybe 80s. I feel like it wasn't new packaging, but these are just really, really pretty. And again, I just really love the juxtaposition of the silver and the blue background. I think that's very, very pretty. And these definitely look and feel a little older than the other blue cameo brooch. All right, now for a pair of earrings that I don't think I'm going to keep, unless I find out they're real pearls, which I don't think they are. And that would be this pair of clip-on earrings. So these are actually quite darling. I really like them. I don't know if they're real pearls. I saw a video earlier about how to tell real pearls from fake pearls. Now, these belonged to someone's grandmother. Like, most of the jewelry that came in a bag for $20 belonged to someone's grandmother, that they were just trying to declutter and get rid of because they didn't have room to keep it all in their house. And so if there's one thing I know about grandmothers, mine in particular, is they didn't like cheap stuff. They liked nice, good quality things. Now, these almost look like they had gold plating or something that maybe has rubbed off over time. And anyways, I saw a video earlier about how to tell if a pearl was real, and she said that you should shine a black light flashlight on them, and if they glowed, then they're real pearls. And if they just light up, like if they just look like you've shone a light on them, then they're not. But if they have like a glow when you shine the black light on them, then they're real. So I almost want to just see if these are real or not, because if they are, then I'd be more inclined to keep them. They're not really my style, although now that I'm looking at them on camera, I'm like, they're totally my style. But yeah, they're just like super pretty. I mean, they don't feel cheap by any stretch of the imagination. Some of the gold like finish has rubbed off, and so I don't know. I have no idea if they're almost too perfect, you know, like they're almost too round and too perfect. I don't know, but now that I'm looking at them on camera, I'm like, those are actually so cute. I was going to get rid of them, but okay. Let's look at this pair. These are kind of interesting. So this is a set. This came in that bag of stuff that belonged to that person's grandmother. This is a brooch and a pair of earrings as a set. And these are actually screwback earrings, which screwback earrings were popular in the late 1800s. And so that leads me to believe that these are old, quite old. And I don't know much about these, but I did use Google, and I reverse Google searched these, and what it came up with was bone rose. And so I don't know, I think these might have been carved from bone. I don't know anything about that. If there's any like vintage or jewelry experts, maybe you'll know. But I saw lots of things like this online that were called bone rose. And the interesting thing about all of this stuff that I got is that I could, like, all of these things by themselves are worth, you know, $10 to $30. Like, I could probably sell this set for $25 or something. And I essentially got it for pennies, really. Not that I want to do that, but like, that's the nice thing about getting things secondhand or from thrift stores or whatever, is you pay like next to nothing, and actually they are worth 10 times what you paid. One could make a nice little business out of that by buying secondhand from thrift stores and garage sales and reselling them on Poshmark. Not that that's what I'm trying to do, but if I wanted to, you know, it could become quite a profitable little business, is turning jewelry or flipping jewelry. But anyways, so I really do like the detail on these, that they are a screwback earring. And just because screwbacks became popular in the 1800s doesn't mean that these are from the 1800s, but they very well could be, right? For all I know. I am not a jewelry expert. They're not very tarnished, so I don't think they're that old. And these are actually a clip-on and a screwback. So that's kind of an interesting detail. I personally have never worn these type of earrings. I don't know if they'd be very comfortable. I feel like they might not be. The first thing that comes to mind as a nurse is pressure ulcer, but hopefully you wouldn't wear them long enough to develop a pressure ulcer. And then this here is the brooch, which this is actually glued on the back. The glue looks old. How old it is, I do not know. It's got the more modern latch on it. That is not an 1800s latch, although maybe somebody replaced the latch at some point, who knows. But anyway, I just think it's quite beautiful. Quite beautiful. So I really like that set. I think it's really pretty. The next set, let's talk about something that I don't know if I'm going to keep, but it's kind of pretty, which is this necklace and these earrings. Now, this is really pretty, actually. I have no idea if this is any kind of value, if it's made of plastic, if it's actual jade. I think I saw, it obviously wouldn't be jade. What the heck was it? It wasn't jade. Anyways, I looked it up on Google, and it said it was a certain type of like bead that was common to make these kind of necklaces with, but I don't know like what kind of value it has or where they come from. It feels like quite an old, an old necklace, because this is the latch, or the clasp at the top, I should say. Not the latch, this is the clasp. It's got these little stones inset there. I have no idea if they're just like rhinestones or what. And then this is how it opens and closes. So it is a rather old clasp on it. And then the earrings are these beautiful, very old looking, very old feeling screw back earrings. And just look at how radiant they are. I mean, they're so beautiful. Like, I would not have chosen these online. I wouldn't have chosen to order them myself from Poshmark or something. But I do think that it's quite a beautiful set. Like, I think it's very, very pretty. I love the way the light reflects off of it. And I just think they're lovely. And for all I know, this could be something very special. I have no idea. That's the beauty of just getting into this hobby or going thrift shopping, is unless you're really good at it, you really don't know what you're bringing home. And it could be something so much more special than what you realize. But I do think that this is very beautiful. And, you know, whoever's grandmother wore this, I think she had some good taste. And if you actually reverse Google search this, you'll see that this is actually very popular, like this type of style. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's just gorgeous. And, you know, I would love to know a little bit more about it. So unfortunately, Google doesn't tell you much, because you really have to have things authenticated. It can tell you what it looks like, but just because it looks like that doesn't mean that it's an authentic item. But this is very pretty. So I don't know if I'm going to keep that or not. I wish I knew more about it. I'm sure I'll probably keep it for now. The next thing, let's look at these two earrings. So these are very beautiful clip-on earrings, and they have beautiful woven, very detailed golden like design on the outside. Then the inside appears to be pearl. Now these could be real pearls for all I know. I have no idea. They're irregular, they're not perfect, and these are heavy. They have some weight to them. They're also older. You can see that they're kind of tarnished a little bit, and they are also clip-on, and they definitely look older than some of the other things. So I would love to do a test and see if these are real pearl or not. I would really like to know, but I think these are stunning. I think these are very beautiful. I kind of wish that they were just regular earrings instead of the clip-ons, because as I said, I don't really wear clip-ons, and I think I have tried clip-ons before. My grandmother used to have a lot of clip-on earrings. I didn't find them to be the most comfortable thing, because they can be kind of tight and you can't really customize them to fit your ear, but I just think that these are really beautiful. I think they're very elegant and very dressy, and I would wear these out for a date or something. Super pretty, but I would really like to find out if they're if there's any real gold here, if they're real pearls. I would really like to know. I have no idea, but they're pretty. Okay, next, this little brooch I actually bought today from my local thrift store. I went in there because I had to go downtown, as I told you guys, to get some painting supplies, and I just wanted to stop in at the thrift store. You just never know what you're going to find. And I looked in their little jewelry display, and this little guy jumped out at me and caught my eye. I really had no idea, you know, how old it was or whatever, but it's definitely not a new cheap plastic Walmart thing. It's like a nice little brooch with some sort of metal. It is cold, it's cold to the touch, and then I don't know what the inside is made out of. It's like glass, and then it almost looks like real little pressed flowers in there. I'm not sure. And then on the back, this is what the back of the brooch looks like, and there's a little inscription, and it says cameo, and it says what does that say? God's love is with you always. So there's a nice little inscription on the back, God's love is with you always, cameo, no idea how old this is or where it came from. So you can, I guess you're supposed to wear the brooch like this, or like this actually. I guess you could wear the brooch like this, or you could wear it, I would probably wear it upright like this, but I just thought it was so pretty and so cute. And so that's that one. This one here was also in the bag of stuff that belonged to someone's grandmother. There was another pin, and I didn't keep it. It was just a butterfly pin, and I'm not a huge fan of butterflies for some reason. But this one I thought was beautiful because I think it's and I don't know how you pronounce it. Is it petite point? Or, yeah, I'm not sure. But it's like I don't know what you call it. What the heck is it called? They make pictures out of this. Anyway, you guys will know probably. And then it's just a really pretty little pin and comes apart like that. And there's the back. And I just think it's beautiful. I think it's really nice. Do I wear things like this? Not really. But could I wear something like it? Sure. Could I turn around and sell it? Sure. So with the like antique and vintage stuff I'm looking for, I don't want to just like collect for the sake of collecting. I haven't decided if I'm keeping everything you see sitting here in front of me. What I decided today when I was in the car and I was driving around is I was like, I want to make sure that if everything I have, I would actually wear it. If I wouldn't actually wear it, then really what is the point? So I don't know if I would wear this, but I think it's so cute. Maybe I would wear it. I've never worn brooches before, so I could try wearing the pin and just see what I think of it. The next item, this came in the bag of the grandmother's jewelry that was being sold. And this is a pair of clip-on earrings. And this is a miniature mosaic Italian pair of earrings. Now this feels like it could be more expensive. I don't know for sure. I looked it up on Google, and like I said, I'm pretty sure you could sell these. I could turn around and sell them for like $25 or $30 for the set, and maybe more if there's any precious materials here. Like, I don't know if this is real gold or anything, but they're actually quite intricate. So they're a clip-on, as you can see in the back, and this style is actually pretty popular. When I used Google to look it up, it said it was a miniature Italian mosaic. And there's lots of these online, lots of different ones on eBay and stuff like that, and on Poshmark. And if you look really close, it's quite intricate. Like, there is a lot of detail with the gold, the metal on the outside. There's quite a lot of detail. There's like a little dainty gold braid, and then even the rest of the gold, if you look really close, has little striations in it. Like, it's very intricate. Yeah, I don't know. Again, not something I would have seen online and ordered for myself, but the fact that these came in a bag along with everything else for $20, these by themselves are worth probably $15 to $20, if not more, but I just think they're very pretty. And yeah, again, clip-on, so I'm kind of sad. I do wish that they were just normal earrings, because I find normal earrings much more comfortable, but I would totally wear those. I think those are really cute. The next one I'm pretty sure I'm going to get rid of, but I want to do the test to see if it's real pearls or not first. And I don't love the way it looks on me, and that would be this set here. These also feel older, so I'm curious like how old and what the materials are. So this is a pearl necklace and set of earrings, and the necklace again has this older clasp on, or latch, whatever, on the top that comes out like this and goes in like that. I find this very cumbersome. I don't like putting these on and taking them off. I find them a little bit annoying and difficult, but that's very beautiful. And then there's also little stones. It's actually missing a stone, I realized, but otherwise it had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stones. One of them is missing. I don't know if that would be just rhinestones or what. Like, I'm not good with jewelry at all. I'm not good at dating jewelry. I know that this is an older closure. There's nothing inscribed on the back. And I don't know if these would be real pearls or what. That would be really cool if they were. It's a very pretty necklace. It is very pretty. I didn't love how it looked on me when I tried it on. It wasn't my favorite style for me, but it's a beautiful necklace. And then it came with these 2 earrings, which are pearl. Again, I don't know if they're real, and they are older screw back. So you just screw them open like that, put them on your ear, and then screw them closed again. And these are just beautiful little earrings. So that is that set. It's very pretty, but again, I would like to do a test of some sort. Somebody said if you rub them on your teeth, if they feel scratchy like sandpaper, then they're real, but I don't know how reliable of a test that is. And I mean, just because it's old doesn't mean they're real pearls. I doubt this is real pearls, honestly. I don't think it is. There's also like a little bit of, I don't know anything about pearls, but it's almost like there's the cover here, like the coating has been scratched off. And so, yeah, I don't think they're real. But yeah, they're quite nice. But I'm curious to know how old they are, and I'm curious to know, I don't think they're real. Okay, we have 2 sets left. I'll save my favorite for last. So I'll show you first of all this set. Now this is arguably one of the most artistic, and I feel like maybe one of the most valuable ones in the entire thing. This is very pretty. I have no idea what it's made out of. It feels like very high quality chain. It feels like a high quality like gold chain. I think it has like gold coating at least. And it does have a little bit of signs of wear. And then there's this beautiful, beautiful necklace. So it has these really pretty little flowers and then the little dangly green gems, green stones. So that is the necklace. There's little orange stones on the inside and then little green stones dangling from it. And this does feel like a really nice quality golden chain. So I don't know how old this is. This is the type of clasp that it has. You just pop it open. It does have a little bit of wear on some of the metal pieces, and it has a little bit of wear here. And then this is what the backs look like. I don't know if that's helpful for anybody. The backs look like that, and there's nothing inscribed or written on any of them. A little bit of wear. This looks like it's been worn quite a lot, actually. It came with these beautiful earrings. These are clip back earrings. I'll show you one at a time just to give you an idea. Now, these are stunning. And again, if you look closely at the earring, they're quite delicate. And it's quite a brilliant, beautiful yellow gold. And then the little stones again. And just really pretty. Like, these are really beautiful, I think. And I did reverse Google search these again, and there's a ton of necklaces like this. I can't remember the name. There's a specific name of the necklace and earring set like this with the little dangly stones. And yeah, I would love to know what this is made of, if it's worth anything. To me, this looks like the most expensive thing on the table. And yeah, if anybody knows anything, let me know. But I would love to take everything to a jewelry authenticator. Like, who authenticates jewelry? Does a jewelry store do that? I have no idea. Because I feel like this just feels like such nice quality. I don't know. And it is quite old. So these are beautiful. Is it my style? I don't know. I'd probably wear them. I think they're beautiful. And if you look really close as well, the earrings have, again, very intricate gold design. I don't know if you guys can see on camera, but there's really intricate little carvings in the metal. And this is what the back of the earrings look like, if that's helpful for anybody as well. But it's just brilliant, like the way it shines and the way it dangles. It's very pretty. So this set feels like the most expensive to me. So I would like to just find out more about it, that's all. All right, and that leads me to my last piece of jewelry that I really like. Now, obviously, you guys, so this does have a little bit of discoloration. This is a pearl necklace. Again, if these are real pearls, I have no idea. They are not super lustrous, and I don't know if they're quite heavy. They're not very lustrous, they're quite heavy. Some of them are rather imperfect, like they're not perfectly spherical, which leads me to feel like, and they're not perfectly round, which leads me to think that maybe it is real. I don't know. There is some discoloration up here. I don't know if that's like from someone's makeup or what, but there is something, maybe, I have no hair dye, who knows, on the back of the tops of them. And this is the closure at the top. It just has a hook closure to hook onto your neck. And you guys, this necklace looks absolutely beautiful on. I love this. It's very much a statement piece of jewelry, but it's also so classic and dainty and feminine and pretty. It's not too much. I don't think it's gaudy at all. Very beautiful. Reminds me a little bit of like Audrey Hepburn. I don't know how old it is, but it's beautiful. This is the one that I was telling you alone. To me, I would have paid $20 on Poshmark just for this, although I never would have purchased this on Poshmark. But because it was in that bag, I obviously took it out and tried it on, and it just is beautiful. And it came with some earrings. So it came with 2 sets of earrings. It came with one set that are screw back like this, and they look like pearl earrings. Again, not super lustrous. And then there's the other one, and they're like old, very old looking screw back earrings. So it came with that pair and also this pair, and these are screw back as well. And again, not super lustrous and not perfectly spherical. So I don't know. I kind of have like, and they're also a little bit off colored. They're not brilliant white. So I'm kind of like hoping that maybe these are real pearls. That would be so cool. I've never owned a real pearl necklace. And then obviously they're quite old because they are screw back. Like, do they make screw back earrings anymore? I don't even know. But to me, these just look really old, and this is absolutely beautiful, this set. So this was the one that I'm, even if I didn't like anything else that came in the bag, I'm happy to have this set. It's so pretty, and it's definitely my style and definitely something I will wear. And I really want to get this authenticated. It could be fake for all I know. I could be getting excited over nothing. It's still beautiful though, and it just feels nicer than any other pearls that I have. So. And the discoloration doesn't even bother me that much because no one will see that. That'll be in the back of my head. And then I don't know if this is helpful, but I'll show you a little close-up of the metal here. There is a little bit of wear and a little bit of tarnish, and then there's some little like fine detail on the metal piece there. So I don't know. Someone tell me how old this is and how much, it would have been worth in its day, and how much is it worth now. Not that I care monetary value, but I'm just curious. So that is pretty much it. Yeah, I think that's it for my jewelry finds. And then when I was at the thrift store earlier today, I found some stuff in the crystal section, and one of them was this crystal candle holder, which I never really imagined or thought that I would want a crystal candle holder. I paid I think I paid 50 cents for it, honestly. They had a whole bunch of them there, and I didn't even know if I would like them. I thought that maybe I would think they were gaudy, but I actually think they're so beautiful, and I want some more crystal stuff for my house, especially when I get the china cabinet. I think I would like some pretty crystal things in the china cabinet. And then also while I was there, I got this really adorable little crystal heart container, and I paid $3 for this, and I just thought it was so cute. It's just a little heart, and I thought, you know what, I can find something to use that for. I didn't really know, but I thought I can find something, and I just decided that I would probably keep earrings in it or brooches or something, because look how cute it is with a couple of pretty pieces of jewelry in it. So beautiful. Yeah, so I really love that. I think it's just very, very pretty, and they had more, and I might go get some more crystal stuff, but I don't want to go too crazy. But this little heart one was just so cute, I couldn't say no. So that is my thrift finds, my thrift vintage jewelry finds, and a couple of newer pieces. And like I said, if anyone sees anything that jumps out at them and you're like, oh my gosh, I know what that is, and it's, it's this, it's from here, it costs this much, it's made of this, whatever, please let me know. One thing I forgot to mention is this doily. I got this doily from the the thrift store for $1, and I love it. It's so pretty. And I'm going to start putting doilies around my house because that's, just such an easy, cheap, and cute way of adding a touch of grandma without the boyfriend really noticing, Like, he's not going to be like, oh, what is this? Because he thinks I'm trying to turn us into a Little House on the Prairie, and I'm not. But also, in a very real sense, I sort of am. Doilies. I'm going to start using doilies because I think that they are so beautiful. It just adds a little something, And it looks like a little place setting for my flowers. So yeah, doilies is the way to go, and I'm going to thrift them because why would I pay new when there's a million of them at the thrift store? All right, now I did say I would do a makeup declutter. There's one thing for sure I want to declutter, and I just kind of want to go through and maybe get rid of a couple things. I don't want to hold on to things and keep things that are going to go expired before they're used up, or I'm not using at all and they're still good enough that like somebody else could get some use out of them, or things I just never use. I just have no interest in that. And so I only want to keep my favorite things and actually use and appreciate everything that I have. This is not a very good lipstick situation. I need to order from Amazon, or maybe, you know, that's actually a smart thing. I should look on Poshmark or Facebook Marketplace. This is not working for a lipstick organizer. I'm sure that I can get a lipstick organizer secondhand from somewhere. I don't want to pay new and I don't want to get cheap. So anyways, I can't keep them standing up, but this is all my lipsticks. This is my eye stuff, my little poofs, my little sponges, my finishing powders, my concealers and complexion products, foundations, and I have some in here too, but I obviously use all of that stuff. And this is bronzers and this is blushes. And yeah, so this I do have to declutter. I already talked about this and decluttered it once before, and then I pulled it out because I couldn't let go of it. I was very attached to it for some reason, probably because it's Chanel and it's very pretty. You know, part of me wants to keep something like this just because it's a beauty product that like one day will be considered vintage or antique, right? It would be kind of a cool thing to pass down to like a granddaughter or something. Maybe that seems silly, but I always think like I would kill literally to have something of my grandmother's, like have an old makeup compact that belonged to my grandmother. I'm so sad. I think that's part of like why I'm looking for antique stuff, is that when my grandparents passed away, particularly on my dad's side, and they moved into, when they moved into a retirement home, and then when they passed away and sold everything, their estate and their property and everything, I never got to look through my grandmother's things. I never got to choose anything special to me. I never got to go and, you know, spend time at the house and like, so there's so many things that belong to her that would have been meaningful for me or would have been special to me to just keep, and I never got to keep anything. And not that I care about any of its monetary value or anything like that, but they had beautiful antique things. And she had lots of lipsticks, and she had perfumes, and she had brooches and dresses, and, you know, there was books and Barbie dolls and all these antique things that I used to play with as a child, and I never got to choose any of that to keep as something special from her. And so maybe a part of me is looking for my grandma's stuff, you know, like maybe a part of me yearns for and longs for her stuff. So anyway, something like that, you know, maybe this isn't the best thing to use. Probably something better would be a powder compact. But anyway, something like that, you know, one day could be special to like a granddaughter. They would be like, oh, this was grandma's like makeup, you know. But anyway, this has to go because it is expired, and like it's long expired. And also I used it the other day and I just didn't really like the outcome, like the finish of my makeup. And I thought maybe the product is just getting too old, and it is fragranced, and so it kind of bothers my skin sometimes. It's the Chanel No. 1 BD01 Red Camellia Revitalizing Foundation, and yeah, BD01. So I'm going to let that go. I don't love the finish. It's not the most flattering finish on me. I've found other foundations that I like better. I'm also going to pass on this Armani Luminous Silk. I think I'll give it to my daughter because I think it'll be a good match for her. I really like it. It's beautiful, but I never, ever, ever reach for it. I just really prefer my Tarte Shape Tape, and I really like my also Estee Lauder concealer. So I'm going to get rid of that. I've been quite liking the Dior Stick Foundation, and I also really like the NARS Luminous, and I also really like the Makeup Forever HD. So when it comes to face powders, I have a Jane Iredale powder that I'm tempted to get rid of. It's nice though, and it does have SPF in it, so I'm going to hold on to it for like a little while longer. Lipsticks. I don't think there's any lipsticks I want to get rid of right now. I just decluttered a bunch. Blushes. I feel like I should declutter some blushes. So I'm actually going to declutter this blush. It's by Lawless. It's really beautiful. It's in the color Angel, and this is what it looks like. It is very beautiful, but you guys, I never ever reach for it, and because it's a cream product, it is going to go bad. like faster than any of my other blushes. And I wonder if my daughter would like it or not. It's really beautiful. It is such a pretty blush, but I don't reach for it like ever. I always use my other blushes, and so I'm gonna pass it on, see if my daughter wants it. I actually really like this. This is a liquid blush, but I really like it. It's the L'Oreal Lumi liquid blush in the shade Dewy Bright Pink. I actually really like that, and I do need to make myself wear it a little bit more often. And I think that's it for blushes. All the other blushes for now I want to keep, and the bronzers, pretty sure I still want to keep all the bronzers for now. Yeah, nothing else there I want to pass on. And then what about these eyeshadows? I don't really use these eyeshadows, but they are really pretty. Maybe I just need to make myself use them. It's the MAC satin eyeshadow in the shade Shroom, and also in the shade Brulee. I just need to make myself wear those. It's another finishing powder, the Guerlain Meteorites. And yeah, I need to use those mascaras too. The one I've been using is the Too Faced, and I really like this. I have 3 mascaras. I better start using them all up before they go bad. I have the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, which I have been liking. I have my little fan to dry my makeup, which I use every day, and I obviously like it. I have the NARS Light Reflecting. Okay, there's no room for it there. Just stick it here. Love the NARS Light Reflecting. I have the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Concealer. I've been really enjoying that. It is a little bit light for me, but I've been enjoying it. I have the Physician Butter Bronzer. I like this formula, but I don't like the color as much as some of my other bronzers. I kind of almost just want to, declutter the Physician formula because I want to keep my other bronzers that I seem to like more and use them up before they go bad. I think, yeah. And then I have this YSL Sepia one. I think I'll keep that. I think I'm going to declutter the Physician formula, actually. What else is in here? A little sponge. I have my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder that I really like. My favorite new brow product, the NYX Professional Brow Powder Louder in the shade Taupe. I love that. I'm going to be keeping that. Oops. I have my little e.l.f. quad, and this is the Sandy Nudes, I think it's called. I love this. I use this all the time. It is so flattering. That like champagne shimmer is so flattering for the summer. I love it so much that I have to make myself use my other ones. And I also have the NARS Orgasm blush in here. That's one of my favorite blushes, and I'm obviously gonna hold on to that. And then I just have my little clips for clipping my hair back for when I do my makeup. So I'm obviously going to keep those. Yeah, but I'm going to declutter these 4 items: 1 concealer, 1 foundation, 1 bronzer, and 1 blush.